my dance, make it hurt. These my dance, make it hurt. These my dance, make it hurt.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome along. It's Monday night. It's a little bit after 9 o'clock, the traditional late start, and here we are back after, 3 weeks off, I think? Yeah, back with another episode of Tea and Tops. As always, My name is Graham. We're live tonight on Twitch, twitch.tv/teaandtopps. We're live on our Facebook page, on our YouTube, and I'm sharing it to Shutout Sports Cards as well. And a very good evening to you if you're watching along. It's great to have you with us. Feel free to comment along, ask questions, call us idiots. You can ask what kind of hard seltzer I'm drinking tonight. All the hot questions of the week. As always, I'm joined by Jason. Hi, Jason. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. That was my fault. Those Sunday strikes threw me off there, and of course we spent the weekend together. I did the live stream where we picked up which was a lot of fun, and the Jordan. But speaking of hard seltzer, tonight's episode sponsored by BrewDog.
Oh yeah,
Clean and press. Oh yes, I went and found this. I had to go to 3 different shops to find the hard seltzer tonight.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, I'm afraid I've gone soft seltzer. I'm drinking Iron Brew Extra. Not even sugar filled Iron Brew, sugar free Iron Brew, and Iron Brew Extra. But yeah, your health, sir.
Yeah, so your health. All right.
Now we're going to spend an hour belching at each other. That's good.
Exactly. Well, didn't realize BrewDog had jumped into the game there. So yeah, clean and press is by BrewDog.
BrewDog jumped in the game actually early doors. So when White Claw was really kicking off in the States, so last summer basically, BrewDog were all in on the hard seltzer. But it would appear they were too early because it's only just sort of starting to get some traction here. I know we do it as a bit of a lull, but White Claw you can obviously buy in Tesco's and stuff now. But yeah, there you go. There's some boring some BrewDog information. So
there we go. Yeah, it's white peach and mango. It's tasty.
That's pretty good. I'll have to go find me some of those, I think.
Yeah, no, I went to 3 different stores tonight to go see if I could find one, and like Tesco was like done. The guy was like, "Yeah, my wife wants some White Claw."
Of course she does.
Of course she does, yes. No man would ask for White Claw.
No. Well, I've been getting it harsh for drinking them as well. But, man, it's a refreshing beverage. What can I say?
It is, yeah, I know. We're going to get this one high and tight in this one, but that's all right.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. I mean, we do have a bit of an affinity to it, I suppose, with, if we can get those orange creamsicle Coors across from the States, which our chief strategist has already procured for us. We just need to get them shipped now. And yeah, we can have a stream sponsored by Coors Orange Creamsicle.
I thought we were going to drink those on the golf course.
Well, we could drink them on the golf course as well. That's a very good point. Yeah, for my birthday, that'd be kind of awesome. Yes. Anyway, right. enough about manly beverages. We should start a manly beverage podcast as well. So yeah, we are back with no guest this week. Obviously, just Jason and I. So we're having a bit of a catch up on news. We've got 3 or 4 weeks worth of news, so we've sort of condensed it down into a bit of a greatest hits, I suppose, rather than because we could be here talking for hours about things that have gone on. So a story I wanted to start off with, one which we've discussed on the show before. So just circle back and get some closure on it. So a few months ago, I think it was back in May. We told the story of a doctor in Florida who'd rather unfortunately died due to COVID-19 complications and had found, or he had bequeathed his extensive sports card collection to his family in his passing. So that collection went across the block, I think, 2 weeks ago now, or 3 weeks ago, and raised a combined total of $21.5 million, which has a card collection, and as a nest egg goes, that doesn't really suck. The highlight from the sale was a 1933, not 1993, 1933 Gaudi Babe Ruth in a PSA 9, which is unreal to get a 1933 card of any description in a PSA 9 is absolutely unbelievable. Went for just a shade over $4.2 million and becomes the 4th highest card value sold all time at auction. Which is rather insane. So I guess a nice end to that story, a nice end for the family and stuff. But yeah, $21.5 million total.
Like I said, it was a family of a doctor. I don't think they were hurting. So
not in Florida. No, probably not. But yeah.
I mean, think about it. That card's almost a century old. I mean, that would have you would have pulled a tobacco pack, and you would have stuck it somewhere and forgot about it.
Yeah, it almost qualifies as an antique by definition. So anything over 100 years old is antique. And yeah, and a PSA 9, which is phenomenal. When you can't pull stuff out of packs these days that are PSA 9s. So a 1933 card of Babe Ruth and a PSA 9 for $4.2 million feels like pretty good money. But
maybe he knew Marty McFly, and Marty picked that up and brought it to the future.
Yes.
Got that sucker slammed and brought it back there.
Yeah, but then Biff got hold of the sports almanac and it all went wrong.
Exactly. Sorry, I
wow.
was watching the movies that made that last night and came up.
I was going to ask. I was like, we've not been this like we've been discussing Back to the Future in like our group chats or anything. That seemed like a really left field reference to pull out of nowhere. But I watched Legally Blonde the other day. I could start dropping you with like some Legally Blonde analogies if you wish. But...
I go for it. I won't know any of them. I think,
whatever.
Exactly. I think the last time I had a gun to my head when I watched that thing, but we'll find out.
It's like my wife's favorite movie, and she put it on. She put it on with my eldest daughter, who's like 9, just going to be 10 later this year, and she had to keep fast forwarding through like the rude bit. So it was quite funny. Anyway, so yeah, that was a nice end to that story, and yes, a few unbelievable cards. I mean, that was just one highlight. There was I think another 2 cards went for over, at least another 2 cards went for over $1 million each. So
yeah, was there like a Mickey Mantle in there?
There's a Mantle in there, yeah. I just closed down all my tabs that I had all the information on because that was really dumb of me. But yeah, there was a Mantle in there, went for I think 1.8 or something, and
yeah, exactly. It was a nice collection.
A real nice collection, yeah.
You know, the guy kept it all in a safe and would pull it every once in a while to play with. Like,
yeah, it was down there. It wasn't like these things were like like just tucked away in like a safe deposit box or anything. You know, he was down there like hands on with these cards like all the time, and like that was just his hobby and his passion. And yeah, there you go. It's just amazing what's stashed away in some people's basements and that, I guess. But yeah, like you say, it's a doctor in Florida. It's probably not, the family probably weren't hurting, so it would have been a really nice tale if it had been, a kind of rags to riches type thing, I guess. It probably would have made a movie out of it, but yeah.
There's still time. You can buy the rights for it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I got enough on my plate, man. I don't need to be making movies about sports cars.
Speaking of that, did that one sports car movie ever come out? Remember that one that came out last year about the guy whose dad owned the card shop, and then like, oh man, there was a show. I'll look for it later. It said, well, "This is old guys remembering stuff already." 5 minutes into the show.
I was just about to say, welcome to another enthralling episode of old guys trying to remember stuff.
But there was that movie that came out about the guy whose dad owned the card shop, and they reconnected about cards. Came out last year, but it never came across the UK. It was only like a US distributed, and I'll look it up. You give the next segment, and I'll look it up, and that way, we can keep going.
Jack of all trades, right?
Yeah, it was Jack of all trades.
Yeah. It was a Netflix thing, so whether or not it's just stuck on US Netflix, I'm not sure. I can check UK Netflix while I'm here.
No, I think because I was following them for a while, because back when I was really using Bubba a lot, and they got reached out to me there, and I was like, well, let me know whenever it gets to UK, because it was only a US release at the moment, or North American release. So
yeah.
Eventually, after that, was splurged that VPN.
Quiet. Sorry, Netflix trailer just started playing. I'll get us smashed off of YouTube in a heartbeat if that happens. What was it called? Jack of all trades.
Yeah, it was more about the guy's journey with his dad than so we won't worry about it there. But
yeah, well, get your VPN out, like you say. If you've got a VPN to the US, go check out Jack of all trades on US Netflix.
You know what? Tell you what, even better. If someone actually watches it, we'll bring you on the show as soon as you've watched it, and you can give us a review of the movie.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put that out there to the audience out there, and you can tell us about the show.
That sounds good.
Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to have a movie review thing at the end. Bring someone on every week.
That's going to be a very short-lived segment, because I think the amount of baseball card or trading card, sports card-related movies, I think you probably count at least on your fingers. I don't think you're going to be taking your socks off.
I was just going to do any baseball movie. We'll just go from
any
there.
Baseball. Well, that is an interesting plot twist.
Yeah, see, they had to give us about 2 years worth of stuff to do for about 10 minutes. So
that's very true. I picked the wrong time to take a drink. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So the other news there, and it was not actually sports car related, Nintendo related.
Oh yes.
So we had the first video game sell for over $1 million. Whether somebody had bought a Super Mario 64 game, and it was in mint condition there, and yeah, it went over $1 million, over 1.2, and it was rated 9.8, A++ rating.
Wow.
So it's basically like near perfect. It was, they must have just taken off the assembly line and hit it somewhere.
Put it straight, yeah. So that cartridge has never been blown on. I think it's safe to say, right? That's how
exactly.
That's how you get the games working. You just give them a good blow.
But so that's a really interesting thing, because I said we obviously talk about sports cards there, but there's other things that are out there. I mean, I would have never thought much about Nintendo games. Not that any of mine are in mint condition or near mint condition or anything close to that. But it's obviously there's a market out there. Who knows what else you can think? All right, what's the next big thing?
Yeah. See, that kind of it's sort of you can draw parallels between the retro video game scene and the sports card collecting scene, though, because they both had a big renaissance during lockdown. And again, it's the whole mentality thing. If you want that safety, you want to feel safe again, so you revert to things from your childhood, because that reminds you of times where you felt safe and you felt you felt taken care of, if you know what I mean. So let's say we saw this big resurgence in I guess I mean, technically I'm not a boomer. I think you fall in that age bracket, but I'm not a boomer. So yeah,
no, technically I'm Generation X, so
yeah, I fall in that really weird category of nobody knows what I am because I'm 1980, which seems to be a year after Gen X, and then anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm like a really odd one. So yeah, there are some parallels that I guess we could draw, and it's interesting to see that retro video game stuff going for over $1 million. I mean, I know Pokemon, like sealed Pokemon Game Boy Color games and stuff, like all the different editions that they had, like Gold Edition and Red Edition, all that, like those in mint condition, like they'll go for a lot of money as well. Brand new in box is what is the terminology that I was looking for. But yeah, to get a video game at over $1 million is kind of unreal, especially being a retro one. But then again, like I say,
again, it wouldn't have been the one I thought would have been over $1 million for. I would have guessed original Super Mario Brothers, absolutely.
Yeah, or maybe Zelda, maybe a Zelda game or something.
Yeah, Mike Tyson's Punch Out,
NHL '94.
Oh yeah, Blades of Steel. Let's go there.
Blades of Steel, yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, there's a bunch of games where I would have thought something. Even Super Nintendo, but it would have thought N64 would have been the first game that would have gone for over there. But I mean, you look at that thing is actually 24 years old. It's actually that old now.
Should get your Ball Caps and Bagpipes co-host John on this. Does he not do a video games podcast as well?
No, that's Saeed that does one.
I thought John did one of those as well.
No, Saeed's a video game collector, and so I don't think he actually collects rare game, or he doesn't collect like box games, but he collects a lot of games there. I donated my old handheld ones to him because I was like, you know what? I played them for like 2 weeks, and they sat here for 2 years. So you might as well give it someone that actually plays this.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I ended up interviewing somebody that collected them. There was a guy from Chicago that's a lawyer, and he collects those ancient, like, not even 8-bit games that you got from the 70s. And he was like, he actually had, I think, 90 of them, of the variations of Japanese. Wow. Yeah, it was really cool because I knew exactly what he was talking about. And he's just like, yeah, I'm the world's collector on these. Bandai things that where it was just like football, baseball, basketball, or hockey. And
jeez, that's really cool.
Yeah, so he had some in boxes, stuff like that there, and I asked him to pull it out, and he was like, it's going to take too long, which is a shame. But he's like, when you're in Chicago, you just come on by, we can come play him. And I was I will come on by and absolutely play him.
Yeah. Pass Chicago on my way to work every day.
But he's like 5 minutes from my buddy Heavy J. So if you guys know Heavy J Studios, they hang out quite a bit. They actually, what they do, they get together on like a Friday or a Saturday night, and everyone brings a box of cards to open, and they go through like a box of cards of junk wax, and they trade packs around and drink beer.
Wow, they should live stream that. That'd be quality.
It'd be, especially because Heavy J is. He's on the board for Sabres baseball card thing, and I think so he knows his stuff. Like there's always somebody that knows a lot of cards, and there's always someone that knows more than him. He seems to know more than everyone that I know. So.
Yeah. Oh well, we're not gonna get him on the show because he'll just embarrass the pair of us. So.
Heavy J is cool. But, so anyway, so that's enough about that.
Yeah, there we go. That's a nice segue. That's an interesting segue. Like I say, it's all related, man. All these things are related. You can see very clear parallels with all this retro stuff during the pandemic. It's I find it all quite interesting.
So does that mean fidget spinners the next thing?
Fidget spinners are coming back, man. Yeah. Like competitive yo-yos making a comeback. If you want a good time, go watch some competitive yo-yo on YouTube. It's unbelievable the stuff these kids can do with a yo-yo. Anywho. So yeah, we've been off for like 4 weeks, so we've missed quite a few new releases. So and this is just in the baseball sphere. Again, we could have spoken at length about a whole bunch of stuff. So we've had a bunch of new releases out. Topps seem to be getting things back on schedule. I did hear that Topps Chrome, I think, has been delayed until the end of August, which I think they put back a couple of weeks. The Topps sticker collection for this year, it got cancelled entirely, which I think we mentioned in the last show. But
we did mention that.
Yeah, but I'll say it again now. So that's been cancelled entirely. So they're making these moves, and it looks like they're gradually getting things back on track. Again, the pandemic hasn't helped, and all the problems that they had down in Texas with snow and incredible heat and no electricity and all that kind of stuff. None of that stuff really helped. So things seem to be returned to normal. So since we've been off air, we've had Archives Signature Series, which is one of the ones that I quite like. So within that, you get one encased autograph of a retired player. Quite a lot of people hating on that set this year. It was retailing in the US for about $80 a box for your one card. And complaints about the checklist, but you can never please all the people all the time. So it was like, more kind of fan favorite or sort of slightly left field subjects that were picked for the retired player edition this year, and not really like sort of retired mega stars or like Hall of Famers and stuff. But if you start doing that, you're not going to get it in the $80 price point. With the way that, that product's the same price as it was last year, and that's fairly rare. Now it is just one encased autograph, so they need to be really careful. You can't be pushing it too hard when it's just one card that's in the box. But perhaps the slightly, in the eyes of the community, the lower quality player checklist is what's helped keep it at the $80. As it turns out, I've picked one up on the second-hand market. I did a nice little deal for a one-of-one Roy Oswalt out of that set, which I'm excited to get my hands on when it comes in. I really like Roy Oswalt for, I can't think whatever reason. I just really liked the guy. He was a pretty stellar pitcher, and I saw this one. The guys in our community was asking 35 quid for it. I thought, oh, why not? Nice Roy Oswalt autograph, nice one-on-one. That's one just to tuck away and keep for myself. Sometimes it's not all about the investment or the money or the potential return. It's just nice to have a cool card from a player that I liked when during that kind of.
I think you like him because you drafted him on fantasy baseball.
I drafted him all the time. He was unbelievable.
I know.
He was unbelievable.
I think that's why exactly you went for it.
Yeah, I always hoped that he would come to the Yankees, but Andy Pettitte went the wrong way and he went to the Astros. I always hoped Oswalt would come to the Yankees.
But he was like the mainstay there. Clemens came, Pettitte came. I'm trying to think of that's about the only people I can think of from the Astros then. So the pitching staff there, but what like I said, that was the one that was selling on Topps UK that everyone kind of knew about.
That's right, but they dropped Clearly Authentic at the same time as well on Topps UK, which is the same idea. So it's one encased autographed card per box. Again, so Archives is Archives is sort of buybacks that they restamp and get players to sign. So it's not. So the Oswalt, for example, is just an Oswalt base card from a year. I can't remember what year it is. That Topps have had the player sign, and they've authenticated that signature, put a foil on it to say it's Archive Signature Series 2021, made it a one-of-one, encased it, and put it in a box. And Clearly Authentic's a little bit the same. Like they do buyback stuff as well. They also do new print stuff, obviously, because it's clear, so it's done on acetate. So sort of an acetate see-through card, which is a pretty cool thing as well. We're about the same price, slightly more expensive actually, about $10 more. I haven't really seen too much of it. I haven't seen the checklist, but yeah, it dropped on Topps UK at the same time, and I believe they dropped a third one as well, and I can't remember what it was, but I can see you feverishly searching away in your phone.
Is that my is that a clear? Is that one of those ones there? It's clear. But yes, so I kindly have the Shed-Long autograph, 33.75.
I'm trying to remember the name of that set. That's terrible. I've got.
All right, look. You keep talking.
I got such a bad headache tonight with this weather. It's like super overcast, super thundery up here in Aberdeen tonight, and it's giving me the worst headache. So my brain isn't working at all. Laura's watching on Facebook. Laura opened some Archive Signature Series as well, and she got a Dusty Baker in hers, which seems a pretty sweet card.
Dusty Baker, the inventor of the high five.
Is that true?
It is.
Is it not an internet story?
No. So it's his buddy. Oh gosh, it's Glenn. Oh man, Glenn and him so Dusty Baker received the high five, but the guy Glenn was the guy that actually gave it because he was the first fairly openly gay player,
Oh,
and not only that, he dated Tommy Lasorda's son, or it
no
was
way!
linked to
Wow,
Tommy Lasorda's son. Yeah, so Glenn Burke, that's what it is.
Glenn Burke. Okay.
Glenn Burke invented the high five. Dusty Baker received the first high five, and those two are credited with creating the high five. And yeah, and Glenn Burke was linked to Tommy Lasorda's son, and Lasorda hated him for that. So,
wow, that's kind of a wild story.
well, there we go. So yeah, it's that random knowledge, kind of like we did the draw. Like
That's it, yeah. Well,
dropping knowledge on 1994 players that you've never heard of.
Another cool fact then about Dusty Baker. So his grandson was a bat boy for the Giants World Series, I think, back in 2005, I want to say.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Something like that, early 2000s. And his grandson, they had him on as a bat boy. I think he was like 4 or something. He was involved in quite a famous incident at the time because he was very keen to go and get the bat from very close to home plate as 2 runners were steaming in from third base. And the first Giants runner who crossed the plate scooped him up into his arms and like took him out the way, and it became kind of a thing at the time. That kid just got drafted last week in the MLB draft. So Dusty Baker's grandson got drafted. That was unbelievable. I thought, that makes me feel fucking old because the kid was basically a toddler running about with this big bat, and then he goes and gets drafted like last week. So yeah, we're all getting old. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I think it was JT Snow that picked him up.
Well, so there you go. That's phenomenal knowledge that you know that.
Just because I think it's not been on like MLB adverts.
That's a really good point. Yeah, of course. Yeah. During the commercial breaks on MLB TV, you'll probably know that. I was trying to look at the name of that set that you've got, the Topps clear ones.
That's all right. It's if you just Google Shed Long like Cincinnati Reds, because he's not a Mariner, anyways. But yeah, we'll figure out. But yeah, it's a clear. I was wondering what the clear was because again, I don't know anything modern. I saw everyone was like, "Holy shit! This stuff's out there now. Buy it now quickly before it's gone." And then, of course, by the time I looked at it, it was gone. At 6 o'clock, it's not a good time to drop stuff for me personally. Topps, can you stop that? Can you wait till like 8 when the kids are down so I can at least buy some stuff?
Yeah, we still haven't put together what Topps' release thing is. They seem to be pretty. They seem to be pretty. Not average. They seem to be on time at 6 p.m. with all the releases, which, depending on what you believe, it's either 1 p.m. Eastern or it's 10 a.m. 10 a.m. West Coast, which for a UK company is really weird. But I think it's probably 1 p.m. Eastern, right? Because they seem to drop a lot of their stuff around that time. Like
or
the new
Project 12 Central?
12 Central, yeah. Well, but then Topps head office is in New York. So.
New York, yeah. So it's 10. It's going to be 1 Eastern. They get back from lunch. They go, oh yeah, I better put that stuff up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. They're scheduling those posts to go live at 1 p.m. before they disappear off for a little lunch at 12. I can't find the name of that thing. That's really going to annoy me. It'll come
all right, let's
before the end of the show, it'll come back to me.
All right,
anyway,
keep talking. I'll look for it.
Yeah, go for it. I can't remember. It's so annoying. Never mind. Also out then since then. So that's like sort of two products vaguely similar. One encased card per box for the kind of $80-$90 range. Friend of the show, Josh Trout. His set. Well, it's not his set. Well, it is his set. Which is contained in Museum Club, has finally come out. So it was one of the ones that's been delayed. Museum Collection, not Museum Club. Museum Collection is out subsequently. Bit more of a high-end product, kind of $400 range. I think you can get them for a little bit less than that now. Each master box has 4 mini box inside of it. Overall, in each box, you get an autograph, you get an autograph relic, you get a quad relic, and you get just a normal relic card as well. So 2 autographs and 3 relics across 4 cards, which is pretty cool. I actually have a couple of boxes here that I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with. I might open one for myself. I keep saying I'm going to open all this stuff for myself, and then I never do.
You never do. Like I said, we had a chance.
I'm such a wuss, man, because I look at it and go, oh, it's like £500. Without seeing like the fun or the or just actually doing it for a bit of enjoyment. So dropping down the price range a little bit. One of the favourite sets of the year, I guess, 2021 Topps Gypsy Queen has come out. Always a big favourite, especially here in the UK. It was one of the highlight products for last year because it was really the last release that came out from Topps before the pandemic hit, production and the prices started to go crazy. Last year it was about 85. I'm going to sneeze. This is really annoying. Last year it was about £85 a box. This year, £185 a box.
Oh God!
So yeah, there's an indication on how the price has gone up. But yeah, it was really the last of the cheap, for want of a better expression, products last year. Like I say, before the pandemic hit. Awesome looking cards again. Two autographs in every box, on card autographs as well. So for the money by comparison these days, that's actually pretty good value. Yeah, really cool looking cards. I've been breaking them. We've been enjoying the breaks of them quite a lot. You would have seen, because I know you watch all of my breaks because you're a dedicated follower. We pulled a DJ LeMahieu autograph the other night out of
I missed that one. I missed that.
I kind of guessed you had, because I figured you would have messaged me by now. But yeah, we pulled a DJ LeMahieu autograph out of Gypsy Queen on Saturday night there, I think it was. So yeah, that's what we've missed. We've got more releases coming out next month. Allen and Ginter, one of my favourite releases of the year. It comes out middle of August. Topps Chrome towards the end. The Topps Chrome prices have gone insane. That's looking at like $350 plus for hobby boxes and things like that, which is kind of wild for, again, a product that was in the hundreds just 12 months ago. But yeah, I guess we're just this is the world we're in now. We're going to have to live with it. Coming up really soon, we'll need to do some research on this, but we also have Topps as impending going public, being a publicly traded company, so it'll be interesting to see over the next sort of year or so how that plays out and how that affects pricing and things like that as well. But yeah, that's new releases. And for all things new that you do know about, Project 70.
Ah, yes, but I figured it's high tech. Is the shit
high tech? Thank you. I was just doing my head in. Yeah, high tech. The product with about 84 different base variations. But I really cool set. I really like high tech. But
is it expensive? Is it something that we open? Because they said we're gonna have to have something to open in August.
Yeah,
when we're hanging out again.
Yeah, so it runs that line of being quite a cheap box to buy, but you don't get very many cards in the box.
Ah, okay. So it's gonna be like a 10-minute show. Here's 4 cards. All right, there you go.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. At least traditionally, it's always been like that. I don't know what the configuration is this year. I'll have a quick look while you're talking about Project 70.
All right. So Project 70, it is alive. It is dead. It is dead. Oh my gosh. So just this week alone, we had 3 of the top 5 lowest selling cards in Project 70. Oh my gosh. Claus Money's Catfish Hunter. Now, for me, Catfish Hunter, he is an Oakland A. We obviously have him as a Yankee. That's, she's from New York. 586 copies of this card.
Wow.
Currently, the lowest price you can buy it for is $80 there. So, and you know what? You might struggle from there. There might only be 500 people maybe collecting this set. So, but like I said, for the show, we chat about this stuff. Sammy Sosa by Infinite Archives, 613 cards, which is surprising. It's Sammy Sosa. Yeah. The card, not the greatest one, but again, I figured there had to be more Cubs fans out there, a little bit of nostalgia out there. Cubs didn't have anything in Project 2020. Yeah, so, that was another one. And so, while I've been gone, the third lowest one is the Casey Stengel by Ron English. I bought that card. I decided in the end I was going to collect Ron English and his weird cards. I think I really enjoy the weird cards than anything that looks at any kind of normal cards there. But, that was kind of it. So I kind of had to buy that one. And there. Actually, I lied. 4 of the 5. Reggie Jackson by New York Nico, 680 copies. Again, it was not a good weekend for that. And the last one was the Garrett Cole by Joshua Vides. So you had 4 cards this week become the 4 of the 5 lowest selling cards in Project 7.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that kind of tells you Topps has shot itself in the foot. Like I said, with 3 cards, you would have got, there's 2 I like, I'll buy the 3rd card. With 4 cards, you're kind of going, you know what? I'll just buy 2. Like it's just not worth it to buy those 2 extra cards, especially at that there. It's the middle of summer. People's interests are elsewhere. I would rather go to a game than buy. Than buy. I mean that buy. What $20 is like 1 beer at Yankee Stadium.
It really is the dog days of summer in a lot of aspects. That's for sure.
So yeah, so it's been interesting to see. I mean, comparing to last year, like you kind of had the same thing now, where I think this is the point when Project 2020 really kind of hit its skids. People weren't buying tons of them, and we're not buying 100,000 Keyshore Kangaroo Junior cards anymore. And it was just kind of a lull. I think you're probably going to see the lowest print runs between now and when school starts in August. I think we'll kind of pick up more, just because the kids are back, and you basically have to buy your kids clothes and shoes and then go, all right, you're good for the year.
That's boring. That's boring, man.
So, but it's interesting. So if you're interested in Project 70 cards, I say buy them now, because you're not going to find them on the secondary market. You're literally down to the people that are just collecting them now, and a few people that may be speculating on there, and you're not going to get them at that price anymore. To give you an example, if you bought anything by Otani, his Tyson Beck, you can't find cheaper than $80. The Otani bucks, it's the minimum you're going to find there. So these smaller people out there, people are buying it because they like it. No one's buying because I need 20 Casey Stengel cards. They're collecting the set. So you're going to find people that are buying it are keeping them there. So don't go, crap, I've missed a thing, buy it now. And what I say, my favorite card from last week, it was a tough one.